Welcome to Once Upon a Real Life with Belle. This podcast is proudly supported by our friends at ActiveFlex, the Australian family-owned and manufactured gel designed for long-lasting relief of sore muscles and joints. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a comment so you never miss an episode and can join in the conversation. Welcome to today's guest. It is the viral TikTok bionic earwoman, Cassandra Mulo. A solo parent of 3 little boys under 4 who has faced more challenges than most and turned them into pure power. Cassandra has navigated life with strength, grace, and a deep belief in her ability to create her own reality. With a permanent disability, profound hearing loss, she completely transformed her world, learning to manifest the life she truly deserved. Now she's helping others do the same as a manifestation teacher, subconscious rewirer, and reality transformer. This is a story about courage, self-worth, and rewriting the script. Proof that even when life feels impossible, you can rise, rebuild, and attract everything meant for you. Welcome, Cassandra.
Oh, what an introduction. I love that. Thank you.
Honestly, she thought we'd started so many times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should probably press record and actually do the intro.
Yeah. It was actually nice getting to know about you, though, and actually knowing why you got into the podcast. I mean, we haven't touched on that yet. But
let's do it. But I found you on Instagram and your TikTok as well. And I was like, this girl, oh my God, I'm scrolling going, this girl, she's so cool.
Thank you.
So unbelievably cool.
You know what is wild is I had been on TikTok. It was kind of like a sanctuary to channel all my secrets and stuff. Not secrets, but I had so much passion inside me to try and transform because I was essentially my own guinea pig. And so I used TikTok as a platform in hopes that no one would actually discover, like my family and friends. I was too shy to like show my woo-woo side, but I knew it worked because I was once again, my own guinea pig. And so I just wanted to share with particularly single mums because I was in quite a vulnerable situation last year. And so I was like, I've got to share this on TikTok. The one video that I posted that had nothing to do with what I was talking about literally went viral on the internet. And it's just been insane because, I mean, the comments from people on the video, they were blown away by my accent. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Where were they from?
I have no idea. But I think even if they were Australian, because I've spoken to a couple of my friends about it and they're like, yeah, because you don't have a deaf accent. Like, you know how most people, like deaf people, have that kind of nasal accent?
You absolutely do not. That's right.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I'd call it an accent, though. Do people call that an accent?
Well, clearly on the internet they do. But it never even occurred to me. And so when I looked into it, it was because I was born hearing. So I had 18 months of life, like normal hearing in the first 18 months of my life. And so that had significantly contributed to my speech today.
100%.
Yeah.
That's answered my question.
Yes. My audiologist actually said that babies actually start hearing from when they're in the womb. And so it even started from back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in utero, babies absolutely are hearing what their mother's saying. They're hearing music. They're hearing everything going on outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I contracted, we were actually living in a country town called Mergen. My dad was a country cop.
Yeah.
And I was the only one in this small town to contract the disease called meningitis. And so very long story short.
Meningitis is you would pick it up in like a rash, wouldn't you, in your child? Like little red dots?
Yeah.
Oh, no, purpley blotches.
I actually cannot remember because my parents don't really talk much about it. But I had the really dangerous one that affects your brain and you can get brain damage, blindness, lose your limbs. So
hearing loss,
obviously. And I didn't really know what my parents went through until I started working with hard of hearing teenagers and their parents when I was 19. And I actually got to see, because I wasn't a parent myself, and then I saw these parents asking me questions and grieving their child's hearing loss. And I remember asking my mum about it. I'm like, did you grieve to the extent that these parents did? And she said, Cassandra, I'm just glad that you're alive today. And she breaks down crying, but she's like, we nearly lost you so many times. She said, you actually got the best disability out of all of them. So the fact they got to take me home from the doctors, even they could not believe that I survived. They were just like, this is a miracle that you're, because I was practically lifeless. Like, yeah, lifeless. Yeah.
It's a bad one, meningitis, and I'm going to look up the symptoms, but I'm pretty sure when my kids were little, I was always looking for like a purpley rash. But I think that's like toward the end of like you symptomatic before.
We need my mum on the podcast. She'll explain.
Google it, guys. So, all right. So you were 18 months. You contracted this viral
I
infection.
think it's bacterial.
Bacterial
I really should have done my research.
You're right.
I'm pretty sure it's bacterial.
Yeah.
Disease.
And then did your hearing go from...
No, do you want me to call my mum and ask her? Have her on speaker.
Do it.
Let's just do it. Actually, you know what? Calls
Mum.
go wirelessly to my cochlea. So bear with the bionic ear woman. I will put it on speakerphone because it's so funny. I'll get a phone call and I'll have a conversation and you can't actually hear it because it goes wirelessly to my cochlea.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
All right, let's call her.
And what's her name?
Jessica.
We're calling Mum.
Hello, Mum. You are currently live on the podcast with Belle and I.
Hi, Mum.
Now, Belle asked me a great question and I actually don't know the answer. So with meningitis, could you please explain what the symptoms was and was it bacterial?
Yes, it was bacterial.
Okay, and what was the symptoms? Did I have like a rash or?
No, she was just really lethargic, like just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping, no balance, absolutely no balance, very like light sensitive. It's not meningococcal. It's totally, it's not that meningococcal that takes limbs and things like that. It affects the brain. It's fluid in the brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, we got a doctor in the family. I mean, it's not either of us, my oldest brother. But anyway, you did a great job explaining.
Thank you, Mum.
Thank you, Mum.
No worries.
Your job is done. We're going to love and leave you. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, Mum's right. I was thinking meningococcal.
Yeah.
Meningitis is a whole other bag.
Yes.
There we go. So when you were 18 months old and you lost your hearing, did it go from I can hear to I cannot hear a thing now?
Yes. So when I got this disease, it essentially made my hair cells flop with meningitis.
Inside your ear?
Inside my ear. And so essentially they didn't have the technology back then to determine the severity of my hearing loss. They didn't even know it had affected my hearing. It wasn't until they sent me home. And a few months later, my dad was like, I don't think she's hearing us. And as in saying to my mum, and he's like, she's just not responding. So my dad actually picked up that I wasn't responding. And so they took me back for follow-up appointments and they said basically wait a year in case it comes back. I was profoundly deaf the whole year. So my mum had to learn sign language, ways to communicate with me.
Do you sign?
I used to know the old sign language, but no, I don't actually know sign language, Auslan, which is what has blown the internet's mind.
That's blowing my mind.
Yes.
I was talking about you to my husband this morning. I said, I know she doesn't lip read as well as your friend who is the best lip reader ever. What's his name?
Dylan.
So Dylan, I've seen, he can nail it when you do your thing online, but you get it on the third or fourth try in the last video you did.
I'm the worst deaf person, honestly.
She's the worst deaf person.
I don't even know my own language.
Yeah. Okay, so continue. You didn't know sign, but you did a bit of Auslan.
So when I was deaf during that year and they didn't have a diagnosis because they were waiting for my hearing to come back, my mum learned sign language. So it was the older sign language. So basically the difference between old sign and Auslan, my audiologist described it as with the old sign language, children weren't developing the literacy skills because basically let's say, for an example, Air Force. So old sign would be, it's hard because it's on a podcast, but Air Force would be mimicking air and then force as in clapping hands together.
Uh-huh.
Children that have never heard of Air Force would never know that it's actually an aeroplane defense force. So the Auslan became a very visual, beautiful, animated language to kind of...
What would Air Force be now?
Air Force, airplane landing.
So
I'm literally showing Belle now what Air
her
Force...
fingers are moving like a plane and it's landing on her palm like the plane's landing.
Yes, instead of trying to mimic, I mean, you can't mimic air and then force clapping the pressure together. So that's the difference. So old sign, I find I mean, it's been so many years since I've used it because I was placed into a special unit. So from grade 1 to grade 4, we all used the old sign, most of us. I was put in a class with other kids that had severe disabilities.
But not,
we were all,
not in Mergen.
no, so we had relocated.
Okay, because of your hearing?
Yes, because of my hearing, and we needed to go to appointments and speech therapy. And so, so they kind of changed the whole trajectory of my parents and my brother's lives. So, we ended up moving to Caboolture. Dad was stationed at Deception Bay, and yes, and he ended up making it quite high up in his career. So he can thank me for that. So. No, but so I went to a special education unit. So back then we were all just placed in the same room together. Essentially, Mum saw that I just wasn't progressing at the rate that I should be. And so I was then placed into a mainstream school from grade 4. And so essentially
still completely can't hear a thing.
I had a cochlear implant.
When was that?
I was implanted when I was 3.
Okay.
So in 1993, I was implanted with a cochlear implant.
And how much hearing did that give you back?
So, it's interesting because I don't remember what normal hearing's like. When I was implanted with the cochlea, it actually, people think it's like an instant hearing activation, but it's not. It actually takes months and months to recalibrate, like get your brain to adjust to the vibrations and the sounds. It's insane. Like, I had no idea. Obviously, I was such a small baby when I had my cochlear implant done, but I had my left ear done because back then they only used to implant you with one cochlea, but these days it's compulsory for babies to be implanted with 2 now. So I went and got a cochlear implant in my left ear about 8 years ago, and that was the wildest experience. It wasn't successful. So essentially an electrode has like 24 electronic hair cells, and they were only able to implant about 8 electrodes due to calcification from meningitis. I still tried to wear the cochlear implant, and it was the weirdest sensation. You know, when you know those beautiful videos of babies when they first get switched on for the first time and they look, I actually think it's the shock of the vibration. You have no idea how much, like when I had this switched on, I mean, it never worked, but as in I couldn't get the auditory input, but the vibrations of people's words would just vibrate through my face, down my throat.
In an uncomfortable way?
In an uncomfortable way. And I couldn't wear it.
No, take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and what about the one you've got now?
My brain's adjusted to it, so I don't feel any sensations.
Yeah.
It's just normal. I can't even explain what I hear.
Has science ever created something for us to hear similar to what you would hear like?
I'm sure there has been.
I'd love to know what it is.
I wish I had my audiologist here because she is so phenomenal explaining. Yeah.
What about music?
It's interesting because I don't fully hear the words in music.
Do you hear the beat?
I hear like, I hear the beats, I hear the music, but I don't always hear the words. Is it just
noise or is it enjoyable?
Well, okay, let me give you an example. So, you know that song, We're Going to Ibiza? I can't sing. Anyway, I think it's by like the Vega Boys or whatever. Okay. I used to say to my brother, I used to sing, we're going to eat pizza.
I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah. And he's like, we're going to Ibiza. And I would say, so it's just like, sometimes my brain's trying to make sense of words. But before we go to music, I just want to acknowledge that your house is beautiful. So if anyone listening and you want to go on the podcast, it's a real treat to come to this little studio. So music.
So so you could hear the lyrics. You can hear a beat.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Yeah, I can hear the music. I just think I don't hear deeply because with sound, when sound travels through like into your ears, like it vibrates, you absorb it, whereas mine's like artificial hearing. So there's only so much I can absorb with my bionic ear. It's artificial hearing. So it's not going to be a deep sound receiver process. You know, I'm trying to explain as best
Is it enjoyable? Music?
I love it. I get activated by music. Deaf people love music. The ones that don't have any auditory input, they love going to nightclubs with the doof doof in the ground and it shakes, and that's how they dance to the music. So
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. Well, then they should go to any concert at Boondall Arena. 'Cause I feel like I have been deafened by the Tool concert I went to in 2020 which is heavy metal. My hearing has never been the same.
Joking?
No. And I went and had a test and she said, definitely you've lost some hearing, but it's nothing to worry about at this point.
Right.
But I can't hear high-pitched things anymore. Even when I listen to music that I've known for years, some of the music I can't hear. It's like it's just dropped away.
Through loud. That's why you get like industrial deafness. Like
Exactly. And that's why if you go to a concert, probably do take those. Put those earbuds in.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Metallica concert on Wednesday night with my husband and son, but it's Suncorp Stadium, so it's an outdoor arena, and I know it's not loud. It's Boondall, so loud. It's enclosed.
Because when I do my hearing tests, as in when I go to the audiologist, they have these padded rooms. And I swear sound just vibrates when it's in an enclosed space. So when it's kind of outdoor, sound can travel out.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Well, I went to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert and also Post Malone, who was amazing at Suncorp, not loud. So I'm not worried about Metallica. But if it was Boondall, 100% I'd be buying those things.
Yeah. So you and your husband, a bit of musos, hey?
I love all kinds of music.
Do you know what?
I love it all.
Once I went to, so as you know, I did mentoring with hard of hearing teenagers, and I remember how many parents were actually musicians, piano players, and just that deep sadness of having a baby that's lost their hearing, and the only thing in their life that brings them joy is the sound of music.
The music.
Yeah. It was just so wild how many musicians and musical players that seemed to pop up that had these hearing impaired children. It was wild. I was like, what's the lesson in this?
Yeah.
But
appreciate hearing, you know, because
appreciate your senses.
Yeah, we take it for granted. I mean, I've got terrible eyesight. I've got contacts on now. And now that I'm constantly on my computer, and I was in my previous job as well, and my eyesight has really deteriorated. So maybe that's the lesson. Your senses, if you've got good senses, enjoy it now. As you get older, they definitely deteriorate.
Dylan and Dylan's profoundly deaf, and he's been profoundly deaf since birth, and he has got a cochlear implant. He's got one cochlear implant on the right side like I do, and he was saying that losing a sense, we both agree on this, we were talking about it the other day, that it has made us see the world differently. We both are our eyesight is heightened. I wear contacts, but in terms of reading the room, you learn to lean on other senses when you lack one. And so I was always very curious about people, human behavior,
body language,
because you rely on it. And so I think that's why I'm so passionate about consciously living your best life.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Now let's go there. So, and before I do you like Taylor Swift?
Do you know what? No, I'm not. My brother's obsessed with her.
I'm obsessed with her.
My brother's obsessed with her. I'm not.
Does he like the gentlemen or does he like the ladies?
He likes the gentlemen.
There we go.
Yes.
So I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I love Metallica.
You and my brother.
I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you ask that question?
Because I just wondered.
You wondered?
I just love to ask.
Everyone. Oh, look, I did make a reel a while ago when she first announced her engagement. I was like, I made a joke about like spray tanning her because that's my job. So, but yeah, that's as far as it goes with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, yeah. I have no interest in who she's with. It's just her music.
Yeah.
Just gets me in the gut.
And because I was really interested, because I asked my brother, I'm like, why are people so drawn to her? And I think it's the realness.
It's the lyrics for me and the sound of the music. My brother, who's a year older than me, literally said to me a few weeks ago, because he's my older brother, and he's gorgeous, and he said, "You're a 46-year-old woman. Why do you like Taylor Swift?" And I got so offended, like, because she gets me. Everything she says,
yeah,
I feel like I can relate to.
It's the realness, though, in Taylor Swift. So it's based on what people have told me. It's like she's so open about her life.
And the reality of the lyrics and the beauty of how they're drawn together and strung together.
Yeah, wow. Thank you for enlightening me on Taylor Swift. Because, it's been really interesting why people gravitate so much towards her.
I didn't like her until I went to see her live for the first time. So my daughters liked her, particularly my younger one. I took the girls to the first concert that.
Did you see the song she wrote about me? Cassandra.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's
I only
haunting.
listened to that song because of me.
It's
But anyway, you took your daughters there.
Yeah, I took my daughters there and I was like, yeah, whatever, Taylor Swift, you belong with me, you know, Romeo and Juliet, whatever that song was, whatever it was. Embarrassing. But I don't know the names of the songs. It's just the songs that I know. Anyway, from that album, I think it was the Red tour that I went to. And so she did some throwbacks to previous albums. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then a song was played. And I swear to God, every single girl and probably boy lover guy stood up in the stadium and screamed these lyrics of a song I'd never heard. For listeners, the song is called Mean. I've got goosebumps telling you. And they screamed these lyrics so loud. And I'm like, I started crying. It was the most beautiful moment.
Aww.
I could cry now. It was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then, so basically everything she drops, I freak out because what if I don't like it? I don't want it to ruin my love of her.
Yeah.
So I'm so nervous every time she drops an album. But I am irritated with this new album because I love it so much, but there's only one set of songs. Usually she does a double album. And I'm like, where's your second set, love?
Do you know what? I would love to see you manifest interviewing Taylor Swift. I know that's like pretty. You never know.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah.
I should manifest that.
You should. You should visualize Taylor Swift in your chair. Or I mean, it's probably going to have to be, somewhere a bit more realistic for
I'll
her.
go to her, mate. I would fly to her.
Let's tag her on this podcast.
Let's do it.
Be like,
Taylor, she's so beautiful. But then, Metallica, I love them. I had Spiderbait come on, or had the guitarist Whit from Spiderbait come on this podcast about 3 weeks ago. He was so cool.
Look at you go.
Yeah, I did hit up Metallica's agents, guys, but I got a no.
Manifest it. That's my answer to everything.
I didn't manifest it. I need to do that.
I say that's my answer
it's not
for
too
everything.
late.
Yeah,
exactly. They don't come to Wednesday.
Yeah.
What were you going to change the subject to before? And then I said, do you like Taylor Swift?
Oh, I can't remember.
Okay. So at the moment you are in a mainstream school. So you're in a mainstream school. You've got your cochlea. Are you the bionic ear yet?
Yes. So from year 4 to year 12, I was only hearing impaired student for the rest of my educational years, obviously. And so the technology was not good back then. And it's come a long way and it's incredible now. And it even became incredible when I was in year 11, 12, the FM system. So it's like a hearing assistive device to essentially, it's like a microphone for the teacher to wear that goes straight to the student's cochlea.
That's insane. I love that.
Yeah. And that was incredible. However, from my primary school days, I really struggled with hearing what the teachers used to say. And that memory of the teachers asking me a question and me answering with the wrong thing because I thought I heard something else, and then only to discover my classmates laughing at me.
Why would the teacher do that? Why wouldn't she think ahead and maybe come and say that privately to you?
My year 7 teacher refused to even wear the FM system. It was an inconvenience to her. Don't even get me started. But the technology, my other teachers were fantastic. They were fantastic and they cared for me. It's just hard in a school when you've got 30 students and it was a struggle to really hear what was going on. I remember going to school one day and everyone was like, how did you go with your assignment? They all had their papers and stuff like that. And I was like, what are you talking about? I heard very little in classroom days, which is why I'm so grateful that the technology has evolved so much for future generations because I missed out a lot. And so by default, this is where the subconscious programming comes in. I had a narrative that was crippling me all my life. I'm deaf, blonde, and dumb. And so when my classmates laughed at me, not in a nasty way. I mean, kids just being kids,
Yeah.
right? But I had locked in that moment in my programming that I was never good enough, that I was never going to have a voice, that I was never going to be taken seriously,
Serious. That's
and
the one.
I'm a joke.
Yeah.
And that literally shaped my reality. And I have spoken to so many of my friends because I feel like every one of us has this, some sort of trauma, or I know that's an overthrown term, but
Yeah.
we have something that is shaping our reality, that is holding us back. Not everyone wants to change. Not everyone wants to go to the next level. You know, some people are happy where they are.
Mhm.
But for someone like me, I was I was holding myself back so much.
You wanted to burst out of those reins.
I knew I was meant to inspire people. I knew I wanted to reach people and say, you know, your limitations, turn them into an opportunity, you know. But I was holding myself back. I was keeping myself small. So this is when the real transformation happened last year, which I will share. But that was a significant moment in my life. And that hearing loss side of things was a real identity struggle. It was
That's who you are.
yeah. And I didn't want it to define me. I wanted to, and because I was raised in a hearing environment and I had hearing friends and I was in hearing workplaces, it's the reason why I don't know Auslan. And I kind of was torn between two worlds because when I started mentoring with hard of hearing teenagers after school, like I wanted to reconnect with the deaf community, but I realized there was a real shift and difference because I didn't even know their beautiful language. And there was a very strong culture. And they were very lovely and welcoming and all that. It was just two completely different worlds. And then I was like, I don't even fit
Do
in
I fit
either
in
world.
this world? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I did a post on this recently, but I am very comfortable where I'm at now since living the truest expression of myself, which is through authenticity. And I think, yeah.
So I want to hear about this experience last year, but first tell me about, well, can we jump into, you haven't talked about having your beautiful kids.
Yes.
Is that going to come first? We talk of that first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So tell me about, you're a mummy.
I am a mummy.
You're a solo parent. Tell me about that.
I've just spent the weekend away from them, so I'm like missing my babies.
Girls' weekend.
Yes. So they go to their other parents' house every second weekend. So I've got a 4-year-old and 2-year-old twin boys. And yes, so my story is not the normal traditional story. I fell pregnant to someone quite soon in the dating stages. And so, long story short, we had 3 kids in 2 years. And that was full on.
Yes.
And so it was evident to me that it was not going to work out. So beginning of last year, my life fell apart. I had hit the lowest of lows. I had, twin babies and Connor, who was 2 at the time, sorry. And honestly, it was the hardest time of my life.
Yeah.
Becoming a solo parent, the twins were practically newborns, a relationship breakdown. And I had a toddler who was not even 2. And I was pumping full time. And I don't really want to talk about it, but I will talk about it because it's important for people to hear this. But when the relationship broke down was when things heightened. It's called post-separation abuse. And this is where the part I'm very conscious, but also passionate about manifesting during the hardest phase of your life. People, when it comes to manifesting, love to try and manifest, surface level things, materialistic things, And for me, I was in survival mode. The only coping mechanism I had was hope. I was in a very stressful situation where this person would not leave my house and I wasn't going to be able to legally remove them from the house. It wasn't like they didn't have anywhere to go, like they had family and friends, and
there was refusal.
Because I didn't have a black eye, the police couldn't do anything. And after several attempts, there was psychological and mental torture going on. I was stalked, harassed while I'm trapped in my own home with my babies. And there was only one thing this person could take away from me, which was hope for a better life. And I leaned on it because I always knew about manifesting, but I just knew I had to get myself out of this. And I knew it was going to be an ugly road ahead, but I just held on to faith. I'm not religious, but I knew about law of attraction and manifesting. And I was just like, I have to hold on to faith. And I just acted as if my life was the way I wanted to be. This person not in the home. It was a happy, safe environment for me and my boys. So I got delusional. I got excited. It was coming up to Easter. And I was like, I'm going to buy all the most amazing Easter decorations on Temu and get excited because it's going to be a beautiful, happy home environment one day. And so it's just wild. I held on for 2 months in that state of mind in that situation. And it was hard. I did a gratitude project with my girlfriend. She was amazing. Every single day we wrote down 10 things we were grateful for because it was trying to transform my mind onto the good despite the chaos. I was dealing with sleep deprivation. I was dealing with just everything happening. I was dealing with threats from lawyers. I was like from the other person's lawyers. This person was making out to me that everything was going to be taken away from me, my house. It was only my house. So I was
a lot like coercive control, and like you say, psychological abuse.
Yeah. And so not only my nervous system was shot. So I thought I was going to have to sell my house, like our bodies are wired to protect us from threat. So I was like, I have to hijack my thought. I had to become super aware while navigating everything else. But I was like, I have to look after my nervous system. My body's been through a lot, like the pregnancy, C-sections, pumping, all that. Sleepness, yes, sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to stay strong.
Yes.
Like I need to hijack the thought because this is the problem with our minds. We have addictive thoughts. We have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. And a lot of it is on autopilot. And a lot of us are unconscious to our thoughts, especially going through a very heavy, rough time. So I had to hijack the thought, which is essentially, your friend would know, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. You've got 3 seconds to eliminate the thought.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
So if I have a negative thought, I've got 3 seconds.
Yes, you got to have the awareness.
Can you tell me how to push it?
You got 3 seconds. Well, for me personally speaking, I just thought of Disneyland. I just had to hijack the thought. So I constantly leaned on Disneyland during that time. Your girl was Delulu.
No. I need to find my happy place because I sometimes get those thoughts, but I didn't know you could push them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You have all the power. When you become awake to your thoughts, it is game on. It is game on. A lot of us are unconscious to our thoughts. So there's so many elements, but I had to hijack the thought. I had to stop thinking of what was unknown, with court and custody and all that.
Yeah.
So then I started a business because I was still on maternity leave. And so there's so much to uncover here. But basically, I came across identity shifting because you know how they say you can become whatever you put your mind to. And then, anyway, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent.
No, it's fine. Go.
It's just been
tangent away.
Yeah. So anyway, manifested a certain outcome. My house was my own place again. And it was like, what next?
So did you also manifest a good relationship in your post-breakup?
It's not there.
It's not there yet.
I wish it was.
Manifest it.
To be honest, to be in the situation that we're in now is a blessing.
Yeah.
And I visualized my lawyer giving me a hug in court going, we got it. We won. And exactly the exact thing happened.
I want to visualize him moving on with a new partner and being so ecstatically happy that he's completely forgotten.
Well, that's a very nice version. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, honestly, I just I wrote down what I wanted to manifest, which I, for legal reasons, won't share on the podcast. No. And that exact thing happened. What transformed my reality, though, was I was on maternity leave from a government job. And I was due to go back. And I always loved the idea of having my own business. I never had the confidence because remember, back to
your internal dialogue,
she was running the show of, you can't do this, you're not worthy, etc. But I've skipped though, because when all of that fell apart and after that situation happened where the person was evicted, which was insane because I was told it was going to take up to 2 years to legally evict. And
I don't understand how the police couldn't get involved in that situation. I don't understand it. Do you think with the new coercive control laws,
it was just before then, and honestly, they were
now?
so not trained enough in this field.
No.
It was such a letdown experience. Yeah.
Do you know, also, just side note, it absolutely boggles my mind. This is going for both males and females. It boggles my mind that you can be in a relationship, either married or not, with children or not, living together or not, and you think you own that person. You think they owe you. You think that they need to stay with you because you say so. I don't understand that mentality. If my husband doesn't want to be with me, I might get the shits, but I'm not going to try and control his life.
Yeah. We had gone to a couple of therapists and there was massive control issues confirmed. And that was when I basically had a therapist that was retiring and met both of us and was like, this person does not have the capacity to ever change. And it was in that moment, he said to me, you have got to either live with this, this person will never change, or you move on. And that is what was the beginning of our breakdown, like the real breakdown.
Did your therapist say that in front of him?
He wasn't in the room, no. So we both went
I
one-on-one.
would love it if he did.
We both went one-on-one and then we went together.
Right.
And it was in that meeting one-on-one.
Yeah.
And he's not working anymore, but this is last year. So we went to a female therapist first, and then he felt like that female therapist was too biased towards me. So then he wanted a male therapist.
Yeah.
And then he told him the truth.
Yeah,
so.
perfect. Because I know my husband and I went to therapy one time in our marriage about 7 years in. There is that 7-year itch people get. I purposely chose a male because I didn't want him to feel ganged up on.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic. And it worked. It worked really, really well.
Yes.
So I think that's right. I think perhaps a male is best if it's...
You're not the first one to say that. I've had other women say they would rather get...
Well, I don't want to walk out the door and then he's like, oh, she's just a chick and she's on your side. I don't want that.
Yes. So, manifested many different scenarios during that time. And so I think that's why, like, honestly, I channeled all that onto TikTok because I just wanted to give people hope when they're going through the darkest time and they just see there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And, people appreciated that, didn't get that many followers. I wasn't doing it for the followers. And so it's just ironic that, this thing's gone viral on TikTok.
With you and TikTok, do you get negative comments?
Yeah, I do.
Because TikTok is wild for that.
Oh, yeah.
It is wild for negative and weirdos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been called all sorts of different things, narcissistic and all sorts of different things. I got told by a guy, go get off the internet and look after your children. And I'm just, this is the thing with me last year, I had to work on my self-concept, like the way I viewed myself, because this is where the magic started to happen. I had to assess my situation, go, why was I attracted to that person? I had to get really honest. And
because you had a child together?
Yeah, but
was there more? Did you feel it? Did you feel that instant attraction? Did you feel that love?
I was drawn to him,
right?
Even though I was treated like not the greatest.
Do you think that's because you thought you wanted to fix him?
I honestly think when you have a belief about yourself, like you don't feel good enough, reality will reinforce that belief back to you.
This podcast is supported by our friends at ActiveFlex, the Australian pain relieving gel designed for long-lasting relief for painful muscles and joints. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. If your symptoms persist, please seek advice from a healthcare professional. You can shop online at alphasport.com.au and use my special code, BEL10, BEL10. And that's just a little special code for you as a listener of the podcast, using the discount code at alphasport.com.au.
So he definitely reinforced that belief. I looked at him like he was Chris Hemsworth and I was like, oh my God, this man's so beautiful. I'm so lucky to even get anything like this. He was very beautiful. And there was a lot of problems along the way. And in a way, I think I did want to help him. Yeah. So there's probably a psychological fact with this. A lot of women fall for that, don't they? Yeah. And that was the beginning of my life when I asked myself the very honest questions. And this is called shadow work. And then once I kind of became aware of what my core story was, I started doing micro daily habits to try and work towards the version of me that I wanted to become.
God, I read about this. Tell me. I saw some of your TikToks on these.
Yeah.
Can you tell us some of these?
I love your enthusiasm.
Tell me some of these micro daily habits.
Yes.
Give me examples.
Okay. So for me personally, I always saw these beautiful powerhouse women that could speak so eloquently and confidently. And I wanted to become like that. I wanted to inspire people. I genuinely want to connect with people and the way they carry themselves. And so micro daily action habit would be talking eloquently, changing your language, talking each day. Even myself with going on TikTok, talking on camera was terrifying. I started practicing talking on camera. I started posting videos. That's why I didn't want anyone to find me from my personal page, you know.
It was your shadow life.
It was my shadow life. And
Yeah.
so I was just practicing a new different identity. And even becoming a business owner, I never even imagined. I was one of those people that was so scared of going out of a comfort zone. Like I was in a government job that was secure. The idea of even starting my own home salon was terrifying. So micro habits to that, I just started doing 1% every single day to work towards that outcome. So essentially you're reverse engineering. So you think of the highest version of yourself. What does the habits look like? How do they walk, talk, act? I know that the highest version of me does Pilates every day. She prioritizes her health. She exercises. She's around entrepreneurs. She's around amazing women. So I made the conscious effort to do that every single day. I do Pilates for 10 minutes from my TV in the lounge room every day. Before I knew it, I was shifting my identity.
Yes. You were
was
becoming the person you wanted to be.
Yes. And I think people wait for someday and you hear these things and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then when I came across like a couple of different, Instagram like influencers and, talking about becoming the best version of yourself, the highest version, you bridge the gap by doing micro steps. And yeah, it just got exciting. It was just.
I love that it's a micro step because the most common thing people will say is I don't have time.
Yes.
Right. And that's reality. That's fair.
Yeah.
But if they're a micro step.
Every single day.
So you maybe slow down your speech if you're talking about speaking more eloquently.
Yes.
Slow down.
Yes.
Or perhaps, like you say, 10 minutes for Pilates on the TV.
Yes. Because slowly over time, you're convincing your mind, you're rewiring your brain to becoming the version of you. And you just naturally, even when you start those habits, just more things happen. It's almost like it's inevitable when you start embodying the highest version of you, even if you're just like, I can't see the results, but you just start doing that 1% every single day. You start literally quantum leaping in your reality. Like things just happen, like just the most craziest things that you can't, like I think that's why my TikTok went viral. Honestly, I honestly believe because I upgraded my identity, I changed the way I view myself. I changed the way I treated myself. I started prioritizing me. The universe met me and just went boom.
Are you a different woman today if you look in the mirror? Or if you stand
100%.
outside of yourself and look in, are you the heightened version right now?
Yes, I don't recognize myself. I've lost like 25 kilos. My reality is completely different.
You speak beautifully. You have this gorgeous aura around you.
Oh, stop it.
And like I say,
I
online.
feel like you're talking so fast.
No. I'm a fast talker too. I can keep up.
Yeah.
Online, you are pure grace. You are pure beauty. You are pure, I want to watch this girl 100%. And in person, it's authentic. It's real. It's exactly what I'm seeing online is what I'm seeing here today.
I feel that with you though.
Oh.
You're a magnetic bitch.
Look at us, magnetic bitches. Can I read you something you wrote?
Yes.
I loved this one. Now, this young lady put some really good stuff out there, but I'm going to just tell you this one. Instant perspective shifts. Do you know where I'm going?
Yes. Yeah.
I get to do chores because I have a home with a pool and a garden.
Yes.
Not I have to clean the house or I have to take the pool water to the shop. Or, we can negative all the chores, but
I'm tearing up because I leaned on that when I was so sleep deprived, changing my baby's nappies, twin babies' nappies. And I broke down one night and I thought of my friends who can't have kids. And that came to me and it was like, I get to be a mum And in that moment, you just appreciate that you get to change a shitty nappy.
You get to change
my
that
language.
shitty And here's the next one. I get to pay for daycare because it gives me a break.
Yes.
Rather than daycare is so expensive and then all the negative connotations.
Yeah.
I get to be a solo parent because I had the freedom to leave a toxic relationship. That's a big one.
It's, yeah.
Rather than being I'm a single parent or she's a single mum,
yeah.
I'm a solo parent. I get to be a solo parent because I have the freedom. I had the freedom to leave a toxic relationship.
Back then they didn't. Back then the day they didn't. It's perspective shift and your life can become beautiful. I'm not saying I'm not preaching toxic positivity. I'm not talking about suppressing your emotions. I'm all about feeling the feels.
Yeah.
But when you really do shift your perspective, I think a lot of us fixate on the negative, and there's so much to be. I know it's a cliche term, but there is so much to be thankful for.
Have you got a 10-year manifestation you can share with me? Have you got something long term or are they all yearly? Well,
this is the thing. Since I've been living my truest expression, I've had opportunities come to me. I've had people wanting to work with me with the subconscious reprogramming. I've had people hit me up. And so I don't know what it looks like, but I know it is very close to my heart to.
So write it and create it.
I do have some sort of visual. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Because
you can make this. I know you can.
I do want to reach vulnerable single mums.
Yeah.
I'm very much into money energetics as well,
yes.
which we haven't touched on. There's
I want
so
that
much.
Too.
Yes,
I want that too.
Yes.
Go.
But I do. It's giving helpless women hope.
Mm.
Obviously, it's my path, so obviously it's going to be similar to I love helping anyone and everyone.
Yeah. But you've got a soft spot for women because you've been there. You've been in that relationship. You've been in that dark space.
Yeah.
You couldn't get out of it.
Mm.
You manifested your way out of it and you want to show others how to do the exact same thing.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
And even if you're not a single mum or, a woman, if you're a man listening to this, it's being able to go, you know what, I can lean onto this during the darkest chapter of my life.
Yeah.
It's acting as if you have got your ideal end goal or outcome. So whatever you're going through, focus on the absolute ideal outcome. Energetically, you feel this shift within you, your nervous system. That is your frequency that you're radiating to the world, and life will mirror that back to you. But sometimes it doesn't happen instantly. Obviously, it can take months like it did for me, but it works. You just have to plant the intention, focus on the outcome, regardless what it looks like in your 3D. It may not make sense. Your job is not to work out the how, but it's embodying that feeling inside you that it's going to happen. And that is what got me excited. I was like, I'm going to have an incredible life. And I just got excited, and you will feel delusional, but yeah.
I need to get delusional. Now tell me about the money. What did you call it?
Money energetics.
Tell me about money energetics.
So when I used to hear people talking about this, I used to be like,
and what is it?
It's basically money is just energy. So essentially the way we view money, it's all subconscious as well, right? So if you are carrying the story of money so hard to come by, I have to work so hard for money, you are literally manifesting that. It's so hard to explain without sounding crazy, because I remember hearing people talk about this and I'm like, whatever.
Come at me, crazy lady. Come at me. Because I need to do this. That's why I'm asking you, because I need to do this. So just putting it out there. So my podcast, I have one sponsor, but I need I need more sponsors.
Okay.
All right. So I need to do this. Tell me how.
Basically, like I said, your body is your frequency. Like whatever your energy is, like how you're feeling is your frequency. Money's a frequency.
Yeah.
So if you are feeling abundant, if you are feeling like money, secure around money, if you are feeling grateful for money and not dread for bills, you will bring more money back to you. And I was always feeling like I had to work really hard for money. Money was only for the wealthy. Everyone's got different money stories, but mine was success is for the select few. Only successful people can be rich. Not for me. I have to work hard in a government job all my life and save my super and, so work really hard for my money. Whereas I reframed that and not just through affirmations, but my energetic state. You've got to believe, like, you can't just do affirmations. You can't just manifest. You have to change your core stories around money. And so I just thought money was really hard to come by. And so ever since I've worked with that and changed my mindset, like, money's easy to come to me, but actually feeling it in your body, not just words, but feeling it in your body and becoming that energetic state, you're a match to that. You will bring more abundance to you.
Okay.
I am my own guinea pig and it works. I got a 10K refund last month.
Woo!
Through refunds.
I love that.
And so I was the least financially secure since March last year. I was broke. I had $20 to my name. And so this is why I want to teach.
Yes. How can people find you? And is it a course? Do you run a course? What do you do?
Well, I was just doing all this for free on TikTok.
So what are you doing now? Like, what are you telling people? What do you want there? What do you want to do?
Well, I'm doing it for free because I'm sharing. So I've been into this space. I've been into self-improvement space for over 12 years.
Okay, so we'll stop you right there.
Yes.
You need to build.
I know.
I'm going to leave this in because
monetize it.
I need you to, sure, do your micro tips for free, of course, right?
Yeah.
But bring people in and put a course together.
Yes.
And teach them, because I will do that course. Can I tell you about my very first, and this is from you, from watching one of your videos, my very first verbal manifestation in the mirror this morning.
I love that.
And it was so awkward. Would you like to know? And listeners, would you like to know what I manifested?
Please.
Oh, am trying to manifest?
Yes.
There's a particular sponsor that I want.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So when you are doing a podcast like I'm doing, I'm working roughly 10 hours a day.
Yes.
So there is so much involved with this. So not just am I with the guest and speaking with you.
Yes, there's so much editing and
it's the post-production, and then it's the promotion, and then it's finding the next guest, and then it's working with them. There is a lot going into this.
Yeah.
And I have one sponsor and they're the best. It's these guys, Active Flex.
Yes.
But I need more sponsors. And the next one that I want is who I'm trying to manifest. Do you want to know who it is?
Who?
LSKD. So they make the best gym gear.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love LSKD. I want to do this through manifestation. One of my past guests, I'm not sure if you listened to the episode with Sarah Marshall. I Speak with Ghosts.
Okay.
Yes. She's a psychic.
Okay. No, I haven't listened to it.
Incredible. So I did a reading with her this week. And she was bringing up that I'm going to have a new sponsor soon.
Oh, chills.
And then the next day I messaged her and I said, can you just give me a bit of information on who that's going to be? She said, it's in the health industry and it's black and white logo.
Oh.
They're a black and white logo. Exercise is health.
Why are you so drawn to them?
They just came to my mind one day because there are so many sponsors out there, right?
Yeah.
But that is what I want.
Right. I've got an activewear company that's sponsoring me, but they're pro-wellness.
Yeah. Yeah. So that in the mirror this morning, I'm standing there and I'm trying to do the manifestation. I sent an email to the fellow on Friday
at
LSKD. So I'm going to keep you listeners and Cassandra up to date on my manifestation.
Please do. Do you think I could be cocky and be like, did you know I went viral on the internet? Can you please sponsor my friend?
Yeah, can you do that?
I will try.
Can you do that? LSKD.
Yeah, okay. I'll be like, 3.5 million views. Come on, hit your girl up.
Yes, I love it. Okay, I might just slot this in because just give me a short answer on this one because we have touched on it, but I just want this to be key. What advice would you give solo parents who feel trapped and afraid to start over?
It's really hard when it feels like there's no end in sight, but knowing that it's going to come, you're going to be okay. And it's just taking each day as it comes. And if there's one thing, it's having hope. Just for me, personally speaking, I was so focused as a coping mechanism on the end result that it made me excited for it. And I think whatever you can do to implement that feeling in your day and taking that moment to experience joy as much as possible. It's hard. It's really hard when you are dealing with lawyers and stress and custody and so many unknowns. And that's why I fall onto that 3-second rule. Anytime a stressful memory or thought comes in, Disneyland. Think of something that can distract your mind. Mine's Disneyland. And so
Boom, you just did it.
Yeah.
We've done all of my questions. Don't let me forget the
But
very,
like,
very
obviously,
end one.
I feel like there's going to be some sort of like, people know to seek professional advice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
So as well as looking to the future and making sure that you are looking after yourself and okay, reaching out, who did you reach out to?
Do you know what's crazy? During that time, there was only one person that understood what I went through, and she went through it herself. And it was actually my boss. And she gave me so much support during that time. It was actually the most isolating time because so many of my family and friends, who are incredible people, could not understand what was going through.
So they loved him and wanted you to stay?
With the what, sorry?
They love him and wanted you to stay with him?
No. The post-separation abuse.
Oh.
They had no idea what I was going through. It's a very isolating experience. A lot of people can't deal with it. A lot of people have the best intentions for you, but they pull away. In my experience, I had no one to kind of lean on. My parents had enough stress with the whole thing. They did amazing. They did the best they could, but there was only one person that actually understood what I was going through because she went through it herself. And
what was the best piece of advice she had?
Get all your ducks in a row. Get smart.
Get smart.
That's
the best piece of advice.
It is. Get smart. Get informed.
And sometimes I know when I've gone through some really difficult things, it's hard when there's people in your inner circle that don't get it. I found that I used people that were outside of my inner circle, and they were the ones that supported me through the really traumatic things.
Yeah.
Sometimes those people that are so close to you, they can't deal.
And
they want to fix
personal.
it, but they can't.
Yeah. I had to learn it wasn't personal. It was just, they just didn't have the space. They just couldn't do it, Yeah. So I'm very thankful to my boss, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're an angel sent from heaven during that time. But yes.
Have you got a boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend, but the internet is dying to know about me and Dylan.
Ooh! Oh!
Everyone thinks
I actually wondered that too.
There's a comment on there
saying... Any sparks?
Sorry?
Any sparks?
It's interesting because Dylan and I have been friends since our childhood. He lives like 10 houses over from me.
Then.
It's
you're too brotherly, sisterly.
Well, we have hung out quite a lot lately. He's an incredible man. He's been amazing with my boys. Just a really great guy. And at the moment, at this stage in my life, I'm enjoying it for what it is with him. I just know deep down that I don't want to get distracted with a man. I really want to focus on my mission because I feel like this is just a beginning. Since, the TikTok, I've, had opportunities and I've had clients, like potential clients, fall into my lap, ask to work.
Yeah.
I had a comment from a lady from that exposure. She commented being like, I have literally been in therapy on meds, seeing doctors for 30 years. And she saw one of my videos and she was like, I've got the screenshot. She was like, you explained it in a way that just gave me that light bulb moment about like waking up to your thoughts. And so I do feel called. So I really want to focus on that. I don't want to get distracted with a man again. And plus, the boys, I've got to focus on my boys, So,
yes.
Yeah.
But she's right. She's 100% right.
I definitely want to help people.
Well, you are.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And I want to know, Belle, what got you into this podcast? What's your story? Tell me about you. Like, why the podcast? Like, because I love that you just invite real people for real talk. I love it.
So 10 years ago, I wanted to do this podcast. It was a very different show back then. I was working for a radio station and it was very different in the way that it was women. I just wanted to interview women because podcasts were only quite new at that point. And it was women and still incredible stories, but everyday women. So not famous people, for instance.
And except Taylor Swift one day.
Remember, that was pre the concert. So I just liked her.
Okay.
Didn't love her then. But I will say 10 years went by. I never did it. I didn't do it. And then about 6 months ago, my brother, who's been living overseas for 25 years, and he is an audiovisual engineer, and he moved home to Australia. That was exactly at the same point in my life where I went, you know what, I'm going to do this podcast because I'm supposed to be studying right now. I left my job in March last year to study. But with my ADHD, it is so incredibly difficult for me to sit down in that chair behind me all day. I can't do it.
What were you doing before?
So I've had many jobs, but the last 5 years was Brisbane City Council. So I was working with people, so in a community role. So and that was fantastic.
You would have been way too big for that job.
It was so good, as in the outreach. I love people. I love helping. I love connecting. Like I love people. So that was a really great role for me. But it came to an end when in my life, I know when something's over and I can't find the love anymore. I can't spark that desire for things once the flame is gone. So I started doing my course. It is a counselling course. So I've learned so much, love the content, cannot study. So then 6 months ago, I thought, I'm just going to start my podcast. And then my brother's here, sets me up with all my gear, the lights, the cameras, the action. And he's like, go for it.
Awesome.
So if you go back in time to my first probably 6 episodes, gosh, I wish I could redo them because I didn't have the gear right at that point. And but you learn. Every episode that I create on this podcast gets better and better and better, and I learn something. So real people, real stories is where I started. Somewhere that I'd like to go with my podcasting and that I'm passionate about, if you've gone through some of my previous episodes, is kids in care.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Right. And they're the ones, those episodes are the ones that get so much traction. So on your TikTok and your Instagram, those ones I thought would, when I was beginning to interview these kids, I thought I was trying to educate the everyday person as to why kids in care get up to the mischief, break into houses, steal this, steal that, on the streets at night. That's what I thought I was trying to do, is get people to understand, but that's not who the listeners are. The listeners are the kids themselves. The listeners are the kids in care, and they're saying, that's me. Molly is me. Samantha is me. Tanisha is me. It's unbelievable. And so I've now interviewed 7 of those kids. I would love a boy to come forward. I'd love a boy's take on this. These are all women. I won't interview the kids. They have to be adults. So the youngest is 20. I interviewed Dakota, and she lives up at the Sunshine Coast, and she's the face of the Commission of Inquiry into Child Safety. These kids' stories are unbelievable. So there is a part of me that really wants to keep to I will keep to real people, real stories, and I still will interview, authors and historians and musicians and all of the fun things like comedians. But it's those elements that you don't get to hear. Like you wouldn't know what these kids go through.
No.
Nobody does. They just write them off. That kid went to juvie. They're a bad egg. They're not a bad egg. They've got the biggest freaking hearts I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that they can pull themselves out of where they were blows my mind. And then I have to sit there as well and edit these episodes. That's heartbreaking, because then I'm stop, play. And it's like so in my head now of what these kids went through. But that's my passion, is changing child safety for kids. And the fun episodes. I don't want to be the trauma podcast. I won't be the trauma podcast. I want to have a balance. You can literally flick through on Spotify and go, not in the mood for that, not in the mood for that. I want to do that one today.
Yeah, I literally saw the contrast in your podcast episodes. Yeah. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you embodying the highest version of you?
So I have worked on embodying the highest version of me for a very long time now. The way that I speak is different to the way that I used to speak, 100%. So my high school girlfriends will say that. But I think that came from radio. I think that came from having to speak in a way that people can understand me on air.
And also because you started embracing the identity of a radio host.
Yeah.
That you kind of...
Yeah. So I slow down my speech. I definitely have worked on that throughout my life. But when you say, am I the highest version of myself? I would like to be healthier. I do play tennis. I do go to the gym, but there are definitely things that I would like to do to elevate myself.
Because essentially you visualize the end version of you, the highest, the best version, and then you reverse engineer. So you go, what habits do they have, etc. We've touched on this. So is there any, because it's identifying what's different in their reality, what they're doing differently, like their habits, and what yours is. A new one for me is going sober, cutting alcohol completely. I mean, I don't have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, but I know that, and I'm all about balanced enjoying your life, but the best version of me prioritizes her health. And, alcohol's so poisonous. And so it's really hard because I do enjoy a drink here and there.
But when have you ever woken up after a big night out and not gone, oh my God, I did that. Oh my God, I said this. And then you get that anxiety. Do you get that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, we've all been there, right? And yeah, so that's just one example, but mine was definitely prioritizing my health, working out every single day, taking the vitamins. It's those things that we hold off, but if you start embodying the best version of you, you literally manifest so much incredible stuff. It's like it's inevitable. That's why I'm like trying to get that across to people. It's not just trying to be the best version, blah, blah, blah. It's like you literally manifest insane opportunities when you are embodying the highest
where you want to be.
Yeah.
Who
and you quantum leap,
be.
you accelerate your reality. You things just happen faster because you're in that truest version of you, that version of you,
So you are going to write your classes and you're going to sell. You are going to manifest these. I will have LSKD as my next sponsor.
Yeah.
For this show.
That's our next manifestation. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are an incredible woman. If I had met you 12 months ago, you're saying I wouldn't recognize you.
No. I'm a completely different person today. I've been surrounded by a lot of very strong, powerful women, business owners, because you know how you become like the 5 people you hang around. And so, by meeting this one friend of mine, her name is Belle, and we walk every single day together and we talk about mindset, motivation, etc. And just by being around her, I have elevated in so many areas of my life. I was actually under eating, and I was fasting because I work late at night. So I didn't want to be eating and digesting food all day for 12 hours. So I would fast until 11 o'clock and then eat until late at night. And so I started getting lightheaded, and I said to her, she's a health fanatic and listens to a million podcasts. So she's very informed on a lot of things, a very intelligent woman. And so she said, you need to up your protein. So I started taking amino acids, and upping my protein, I just feel so much better. I actually lost even more weight, 4 kilos. And this company then gave me like an affiliate link because I was like, I feel so great from this amino acid. Anyway, but just by being around her and then like her recognizing, anyway,
that's 100, you're 100% right. If you are with somebody, whether it's a friend or an acquaintance or whatever it is, and you walk away and you don't feel good, you don't feel energized, that's not the best connection for you. That's not going to make you the best version of yourself. You do need to place yourself with people who do have the same, doesn't have to be the same ideas as you, or the same beliefs,
same values. Not everyone's going to be the same. I'm going to irritate some people, and that's okay. Yeah. Not everyone's got the same goals. Not everyone's got the same drive. Like my best friend and I, that girl that I just went away with in the week, she's like, your type of people are irritating to me. So it's insane that we're like good friends because we are so different, but we work because we get along so well. But she is not into manifesting. She doesn't want to be the best version of herself. She wants to be dressed in, like she wants her tiny home. She loves being, and so I just accept her.
But you are who you hang around.
Yes, you are the point. Who you hang around.
Yes.
And yeah, she struggled her life as a single mum, scraping by, and I've tried to tell her about the money stories, and that's just far too.
Keep pushing.
It's
I want to hear do your course.
Oh,
she can be.
She would never.
You can run it for free for her.
She would never.
Guinea pig.
She would make the best guinea pig, but she is so into 3D, like so logical, neat, like by textbook kind of person,
Yeah.
it needs to be backed by science, which quantum physics, law of attraction, all of that is backed by science. I tried to tell her Albert
Absolutely.
Einstein was all into that. He was a massive manifester.
Uh-huh.
Nah, we're just crazy. I'm crazy.
There's those, it's the flip of the coin, isn't it?
Yeah.
But one of my very best friends rang me a few weeks ago, and she was in really high distress, and was finances, was everything was just going
Wrong.
pear-shaped for her. And so we spoke through it. I said, when you get off the phone to me, pull out your manifestation guide, because she manifests. And I said, write everything that you want to be fixed this week.
Yeah.
And I said, tomorrow's a whole new day. She rang me the next day. Work had given her an extra 3 days a week. The very next day, her ex had rang her and congratulated something on a mile. He hadn't called her for 2 years. Called her in congratulation to her on a milestone in her life, and she's moving in with her partner. All in a 24-hour
So all
window.
because she wrote it down? Like
I'm going to say, if you're having a bad day, it's not forever. Tomorrow is a new day. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. My point is, she manifested that night, and within a day she rang and said, I'm not saying you can fix yourself in a day, people. I'm just giving you an example of how manifestation works for people.
And so
Ellis Kitty, come at me.
Yeah, come at you. Was it, people are now going to want to know what exactly she did, because that's great advice that you gave us. She wrote it down.
So she's got a big book like I have in my room. So big A3 art pad, I guess. And she's got beautiful glitter color pens, right? And then she'll write what she's grateful for. She'll have a circle and she'll write what she's grateful for.
Yes.
And then she'll write what she wants.
I think the key is to let go.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, there's a such thing called manufactured manifesting, where you are obsessing over it. And the key is to let go.
Yeah.
So that,
she calls that let God. And she's not a religious person.
Yeah.
So she's in recovery. She's 10 years sober.
Yeah, wow.
She's the most incredible woman you will ever meet.
Aww.
10 years sober. And she calls it, even like I said, she's not religious. But
what's her name?
Her name is Benita.
Benita.
Yeah, she's one of my episodes early on called about alcohol.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's alcoholism and the beauty that is recovery. It's one of the most listened to episodes. She's really raw, really real, really incredible. And the reason that she says let go and let God, and God is anything, right? It's energy. It's the spirit. It's the next level. It doesn't have to be Jesus, you know? Let go and let God, as she would say.
Wow.
And manifestation. Yeah. But I push her to do the manifestation. I need to push myself to do it. Because I kind of feel like a fraud. When I was in the mirror this morning, how do you not feel like a fraud?
It's practice.
How do I not feel like a fraud?
I think it's practicing though. It's just, I would just do what feels most aligned, because I think there's so many different tips and tricks out there, but you need to do what feels most aligned for you. For me, the 1% every single day, like just the practice and embodiment, and you just keep practicing until it feels normal.
Yeah.
I didn't do the mirror thing though. What was that one?
I just stood in the mirror putting my makeup on for you today and was talking to myself.
Yeah, right.
About what I want.
Yeah, that is very powerful. I think words definitely cast a spell. And it's very, I don't do the
Actually, it was in past tense. I spoke in past tense. So it had already happened.
Yes. Love that. Well, okay. So
do you love that?
Oh, absolutely. So me and my friend Belle in the morning, it's kind of like we do walking manifestations. That's why I recommend having someone, like if you're really into that space and that's something that you really want to get more into, which is manifesting. I'm very intentional, like how I want the best advice for you right now. If every single day I wake up and I ask what my intention is for the day.
What's mine?
My intention was to have the best day for this podcast to go amazing, but you decide each day what your intention is. Yeah. So you can decide. Some days, because you're coming up to that time of the month, yours might be, I just want to feel ease and comfortable. So every day can look different, but that is a game-changing piece of advice I got from Francesca Amber. Law of Attraction changed my life. She sends an intention every single day to her friend. So I do it every single day. I've been doing it for the last 9 months.
Do you know what has just come to me while you're speaking?
Yeah.
Another part of your business, you should, as a paid service, connect manifestation buddies.
Yes.
Make an app.
Oh,
or
yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
You work on that. Here, I'm pushing it to you. Because people, you don't just find a manifestation buddy. That's not.
Oh, well, I manifested it, so I won't.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
You can manifest a
Okay.
manifestation buddy.
But that's ideal, right? That's ideal. So I
Yes.
would have mine in Benita, right?
Yes.
I'll just get her to start telling me to do it because I tell her to do it. I'll get her to start telling me. But you could connect people because it wouldn't be as easy as that for everybody to know someone immediately.
Absolutely. I manifested a twin mum who literally lived one street away from me.
Yeah.
To have a friend like that, to send daily intentions to, and we've been doing it every single day for like the last 9 months. I'm sure it's probably longer, but I manifested her. So you can set the intention and manifest. But yes, I do like that business idea.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say is when you start doing this with Benita, you'll be blown away. Each night I love to reflect on the day I had and I like to look at what my intention was. You'll be blown away by how much manifested, like how incredible and how responsive the universe is. Most days I have an intention of, my twin mum friends, hers is always, I just want a day of ease because her twins are at home and they're crazy. She's like, I just want a day of ease.
She's strong.
Yeah. And so for me, mine, like some days my intention today is to receive insane abundance. All of a sudden I'll have clients tip me that day. It is insane how responsive the universe is. So that's why and it also gives you clarity on how you want your day to unfold. Because a lot of us just, we go to work in our 9-to-5 jobs, but sometimes you can play a little game with the universe and go, oh, on my bus ride today, I want to experience whimsy or, I want to experience magic. And you just watch what the universe gives.
What's whimsy?
Just like a whimsical moment, like
I
just
love that.
Yeah. It's just when you open yourself up, because if you believe in magic, life will show you magic.
Yes.
And if you just open your channels up, anyone can receive. You've just got to ask for it. And so every day I ask, depending on how I want my day to look, and this is not just for.
Do you say it out loud?
Absolutely. I say it out loud. Your words cast a spell. I usually write it to my friends, but I also say it out loud to my other friend on our walk because I ask her as well. I've started getting in the habit of asking everyone, what's your intention today? And people really pause. So my friend...
Oh, my God, that's the best.
It is. So my friend Belle, she's got different. She's like, my intention is to sell dresses today because she owns a bridal store. So her intention is to sell a dress, Everyone's got different intentions. And so it just gives you so much clarity. Even if you don't manifest anything, it doesn't always happen, 9 times out of 10 it does. But when it just gives you clarity on how you want your day to look. And so there was another one. So when I go for walks with Belle, I tell her a story as if it's happened. So like, oh my God, I can't believe LSKD actually reached out to me. I was just telling Cassandra about it on the podcast, priming that future conversation, mind blowing.
How does she know the reality of you? You guys, I want you to have like a live stream of your walks.
Oh, she knows. But no, because I'll intentionally tell her. I'm just like, this is like, I'm doing this, like, obviously our conversations are normal.
Oh my God.
So let's do one now. Let's do it. Okay. So yours is obviously I don't know what else you want to do.
Did you know that one of my my latest sponsor is LSKD?
That's incredible.
Yeah, I really wanted to work with them because I love their clothing. I wear it all of the time.
Yes.
And I love their brand. It's LSKD, used to be Loose Kid. So the guy, the owner.
Right.
Yeah, so when he was at school, it was Loose Kid. That was what his nickname was. And LSKD started like in Brisbane, like actually like down the Gold Coast, between Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Right.
And now it's this worldwide amazing fitting active wear, best bras ever, beautiful
you literally
pants.
Make the best representative. This whole podcast has been about LSKD. I bet you as soon as I go on the road,
they're already sponsoring me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. They already have. It's done. Yeah. I love it. You'll be literally telling your husband, being like,
when did that happen?
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Now you go. And then I'm going to ask you my very last question.
Okay. Mine is, I finally made that course that everyone was asking for. It's been on the cards for a while, even before I went, viral on TikTok. I always wanted to do something like that.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. You had to get that out there because people wanted it.
Yeah.
You might need an admin girl to handle your contacts.
Do you know anyone in mind?
You can manifest someone.
Yeah. All right. What was your last question? What is it?
My very last question of the day for all of my guests. I don't ask this to the kids in care, though, or anything really super sad. I don't, or traumatic. I don't ask those guests, but you're a fun guest. So, Cassandra, have you ever seen a ghost or a UFO?
No. I heard you saying this on the last podcast.
Yeah.
I have never seen a ghost. I've never seen a UFO. I believe in both. But I will tell you something.
Yeah.
I did a course last year through Mind Valley called the Ultra Mind Silver Method. Basically, it's about heightening your intuitive powers, your psychic abilities. Anyone can practice their psychic abilities. I never believed that. And then I actually did this program. Long story short, I did all the training. It's all basically visualization. You got to get your brain to a certain state, like a very relaxed state. So theta state. So at the moment we're in beta state. And I hope I'm saying that.
I'm going to Google those.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so you get yourself to almost like a sleep state, but you're conscious. And then
So you're meditative.
Yes. And so he takes you through all these tips and tricks with your mindset and visualizing and projecting, right? So to practice increasing your psychic abilities, there was people around the world that would submit their cases specifically to this program to send energy healing and all that. And so as someone that was training her psychic abilities, I would get the name and age. I wouldn't get anything else. Sometimes you would get the country they're from or the gender. But I remember...
This feels like remote viewing.
Yeah. Remote viewing. I don't know what remote viewing is.
So being here but seeing something somewhere else?
It was like remote energy healing, basically.
Okay.
So I was sitting there and I go online to the website, that was the course, and you would get the name. And so you'd have to sit with this case study to figure out and visualize. Like you would sit and you would say their name and their age, close your eyes, and whatever came onto like your mental movie. The first time I did it, I had this man, it was very ghost-like, and he came running at me with a knife. But I felt safe. I felt calm. And I thought, is my mind tricking me? Like, is this real? It was so bizarre. And sometimes you don't always get it the first time. But for me, this happened, right? But I felt very calm. And I was like, this is obviously a disturbed man, because you got to try and guess what their illness is, because they're sending a healing for a reason. Yeah. So usually some of them have diseases or cancers or whatever. And so I couldn't quite figure it out, but I just saw this was a disturbed, it was very ghost-like. Yeah, it sounds wild. Anyway,
oh my God, what was it?
I did my submission, schizophrenia.
I was going to say that.
And I just want to say that's not a true representation.
No, it's absolutely not.
It's not. It's so far from it.
But cyclically, that was the word that came to my head.
Yes. So I just want to be very clear. People with schizophrenia do not go running around with
absolutely not where either of us were going.
But that's what came. So that's the only encounter I've ever had with like a ghost.
Yeah.
And that was in a performed meditation. State. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen either, but I'm very open to it.
Yeah.
But I'm always blown away with.
I can't believe you live in the Queenslander and you've never seen one.
In our old house that we built, that was 10 years old, we built it.
Yeah.
That had a ghost.
Yeah, right.
Whereas this one, no.
Wow.
Well,
I wonder if I was a ghost, I'd be on playing with your podcast gear.
Yeah. Right? If you're here right now, flicker the light.
Yeah. Maybe you should just leave it on one day and just see what noises come through the night.
Yeah. Look around, see if there's any orbs. Cassandra, thank you so much for coming today. You are incredible, and I cannot wait to see what you manifest in your future.
Thank you.
Your boys are so blessed to have you.
Oh, thank you.
And
thank you.
Yeah, and I love the friendship you've got with Dylan.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Thank you. Don't make me tear up.
Oh no, he just seems like he is a cool dude.
He is. He's
a really cool dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And Belle, love her already. Great name. Great
Thank
name.
you for having me. You're amazing. This is Def's sign. Clapping. That's Def's clapping, by the way. Yeah.
Like jazz hands.
Yeah. Like just
jazz
that.
hands.
Yeah. Oh.
Thanks for listening to Once Upon a Real Life with Belle. This episode was brought to you by Active Flex. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you loved this episode, go back and check out our previous conversations. There are so many stories you won't want to miss. Thanks again for listening.